She didn't leave in one night. You just stopped being worth staying for. No, she didn't change. She watched you change. She begged you to stay grounded and you floated into excuses. She cried for the man you were, while you faded into someone else. You think she walked away all at once. She didn't. You let her go. Slowly, quietly, and worst of all, willingly. There's a silence men don't speak of. A silence louder than screaming. It's the silence of watching everything you once had die slowly. Not because of fate, not because of her, but because you didn't fight. She didn't leave because of one fight. She left because the man she fell for disappeared. Not suddenly, not violently, but slowly, painfully. You stopped leading, stopped protecting, stopped growing. She watched you become smaller, not just in ambition, but in presence. Your masculine energy faded into softness. Your purpose got buried under comfort and routine. You traded the alpha mindset for survival mode. And she felt it. She saw the hesitation in your eyes, heard the weakness in your silence, felt the fear in your touch, and slowly the polarity broke. Because a woman can only hold the frame for so long before she collapses under the weight of a passive man. That's why she left. It wasn't about someone else. It was about the emptiness you carried, the lost fire, the untamed shadow inside you that you refused to face. You stopped chasing excellence. You stopped evolving. You thought self-improvement was optional. That masculinity was toxic, that purpose could wait, and in that hesitation, you lost everything. Being a man isn't about dominance, it's about direction, it's about protecting what matters, with presence, with clarity, with force if needed. It's about saying no to your comfort and yes to your calling. But you forgot that. You got distracted, you got soft. You let the weight of life push you into stillness. And in that stillness, everything began to rot. Purpose doesn't die in a moment. Masculinity doesn't vanish in a day. It fades. Every time you ignore your instinct, every time you run from discomfort, every time you betray your own potential. And that's the truth. You let it die. And deep down, you know it. There was a time you walked into a room and people felt something. Before you said a word, before you even looked up, your presence carried weight. Because back then, you believed in yourself. You were alive. But now you're just there, taking up space. Eyes dull, shoulders sunken. Your voice? Quiet. Your decisions? Indecisive. Your fire? Gone. You used to move with purpose, now you scroll. You used to speak with conviction, now you nod. You used to fight for what mattered. Now you let it slip through your fingers and without a sound. That's how it dies. Not with violence, but with delay, with silence, with excuses dressed as logics. And the worst part? You saw it happening, you felt it, that slow, cold erosion of your soul, and still, you did nothing. You thought being passive was noble. You thought suppressing your masculine energy would make you safe. You thought that letting go of your edge would make them stay. But it made you invisible. To her, to the world, to yourself. Masculinity isn't aggression, it's alignment with truth, with purpose, with chaos when needed. The world doesn't respect men who shrink. It respects men who carry weight, who endure pain and keep walking. That's how to be a man, not by pretending to be perfect, but by bleeding, rebuilding, and rising. You broke. We all do. But the problem isn't that you fell, it's that you stayed there. Because standing back up would mean facing your shame. And shame Shame is a prison built from your own hands, from your failures, from your rejections, from the nights you stared at the ceiling wondering if you'd ever be enough. Let me tell you something. That woman who left, she cried too. But not because of who you were, because of who you stopped being. She watched the man she admired disappear, not into someone else, but into himself, into fear, into doubt, into apathy. She waited for you to fight, to rise, to remember, and when you didn't, she had to go, not because she stopped loving you, but because you stopped loving you. Self-improvement isn't a trend, it's oxygen. Without it, everything dies. Respect, desire, purpose, and eventually, love. You think she left because of her? No. She left because of you. Because you let it die slowly. You want redemption? You want that fire back? Then earn it. Every single day, wake up early. Train until it hurts. Speak with clarity. Lead without apology. Create something. Build something. Bleed for something. Stop looking for external validation. Start keeping promises to yourself. That's how you recover your soul. One act of discipline at a time. One decision rooted in purpose, not fear. Solitude isn't your enemy. It's your forge. Let it shape you. Let it strip away the weakness. Let it remind you who the hell you were born to be. Because no one's coming to save you. Not your ex. Not your parents, not your friends. This is on you. Your masculinity, your ambition, your edge, your silence, your fire. You let it die. And only you can bring it back. Not with words. Not with promises. With action. You don't need motivation. You need movement. Rejection? Good. Let it harden you. Heartbreak? Use it. Let it sharpen your instincts. Failure? Let it teach you how to bleed with grace. This is your second chance. Not to get her back, but to get you back, because you can't lead anyone until you can lead yourself. And right now, that's your mission. She didn't stop loving you. She stopped recognizing you. You used to be her protection. Now you're just a memory. You don't miss her. You miss who you were when you had her. You had chances. You had warnings. You chose comfort. You weren't rejected. You were exposed. She begged for effort. You gave her silence. You thought she'd wait forever. She didn't. You didn't lose her. You gave her away. One lazy day at a time. And now you want to be a man? Be the man she was praying you'd become before she stopped praying. There's a graveyard inside every man, full of words he never said, dreams he never chased, women he let walk away, and versions of himself he buried to survive. You don't talk about it. No one does. But you feel it. In the silence. In the mirror. In the moments where the noise fades. And all that's left is you. You know what you've lost. Not just her. Not just the relationship. You lost the man you promised you'd become. And the worst part? No one stole him from you. You abandoned him. You traded fire for comfort, conviction for doubt, movement for numbness. You betrayed your own potential in slow motion, and now you wonder why nothing feels alive anymore. But here's the truth. No one's coming. Not to fix it. Not to save you. Not to tell you it's okay, because it's not. You had the chance to lead and you didn't. You had the power to protect and you stayed silent. You had love, real, wild, rare love, and you let it rot. So now, you rebuild, not to win her back, but to look in the mirror without shame, to respect the man staring back at you, to carry weight again. Because when a man finds purpose, when he stops running and starts rising, he becomes dangerous, not to others, but to the version of himself that settled. This isn't a sad ending. This is a rebirth. The funeral already happened. Now you decide what rises from the ashes. Become a man worth following, a man of discipline, of edge, of fire. And the next time something starts to die in your life, you won't watch it fade, you'll fight for it because you know what it feels like. To let it die slowly. If this hit something in you, write, speak, scream in the comments. Maybe someone reads it, maybe she reads it, or maybe it's time you finally read yourself.